The sudden passing of Chinese actor Menglong, Vu Menglong, on September 11th shocked the entertainment world and left fans across Asia in disbelief. Official reports claim that he fell to his death after drinking, classifying it as a tragic accident. Yet the story did not end there. Rumors, leaked footage, and whispers of hidden power struggles quickly spread online, suggesting that his departure from this world was far from simple. Most recently, the controversy erupted once more when a well-known commentator claimed to have received a 2,000-character farewell letter from Menglong, allegedly written to his mother just before his fall. This so-called final message was made public on social media platforms, sparking heated debates. While the authenticity of the letter remains unverified, the words attributed to Yu read like the outcry of a man cornered, haunted by invisible forces, and powerless against the system larger than himself. The letter begins with an atmosphere of suffocating dread. He describes himself confined inside an apartment, surrounded by darkness and the feeling of being watched. He fears that shadows are drawing closer, that at any moment someone might break in and end his life. Each line is marked by fear and despair, as if written under unbearable pressure. For those who read it, the raw emotion paints a chilling picture. A young actor who once dreamed only of performing on stage, now facing threats that reached far beyond the world of art. What follows is a bitter reflection on the entertainment industry itself. The letter allegedly reveals that Menglong once believed male actors were safer than their female colleagues from hidden dealings and exploitation, but he soon realized he was wrong. According to his words, as long as you have a face that fits their needs, you are never safe. The system, he wrote, operates like an invisible net. Those who submit can enjoy wealth and fame, but those who resist risk being silenced, blacklisted, or worse. The writing grows heavier as he describes being reduced to a pawn in the games of powerful circles. He speaks of intimidation, of being forced into situations that went far beyond acting, and of being pressured to act as a cover for financial dealings he wanted no part of. In one passage, he laments that the money he saw flowing through bank accounts felt like poison in his veins, tainted, something he could not bear to touch. This imagery has fueled online theories about money laundering, offshore transfers, and powerful families pulling strings behind the scenes. Again, no evidence has emerged to confirm these claims, but the intensity of his supposed words has convinced many readers that something darker than a simple accident was at play. One of the most unsettling sections describes a gathering where Yu reportedly realized his fate was sealed. Surrounded by bright lights and laughter, he felt like a lamb waiting for slaughter. He pleaded that he had no secrets, no hidden documents, no betrayal against those he was accused of crossing, yet he claims he was not believed. The sense of doom in his writing is unmistakable. The letter closes with heartbreaking resignation. He tells his mother not to fight for justice, warning that those who control the stage of power could silence any dissent. He apologizes for being unable to stay by her side and expresses a final wish, that when she looks up at the night sky, she will see a shooting star, and in that fleeting light, she will remember him. Whether this letter is genuine or a creation born out of collective grief and anger, its impact is undeniable. Fans have dissected every sentence, drawing connections to scandals, to high-ranking figures, to past unexplained disappearances in the entertainment world. Online forums are filled with discussions where people question how much of it could be true and why, if false, it feels so believable. Critics argue that the letter reads too much like a carefully crafted piece of writing rather than a rushed message from a man in immediate danger. Supporters, however, insist that the depth of detail only makes it more real. In the absence of official clarity, the farewell letter has become both a piece of tragic literature and the symbol of distrust toward those in power. What is certain is this: Menglong's death has left behind more questions than answers. The supposed leak of his last words adds another layer to the mystery, feeding public suspicion that the truth lies buried beneath influence and silence. Even if the letter were fabricated, it resonates because it speaks to something many already believe, that the glamorous stage of entertainment often hides a much darker backstage. For fans, the image of Yu Minglong is no longer just that of a young actor full of promise. He has become a figure of tragedy, a symbol of how fragile a dream can be when caught in forces far greater than any individual can withstand. His story, whether through truth or rumor, has forced society to confront uncomfortable questions. Who really controls the spotlight? How many voices are silenced before they can be heard? And how many more secrets are still hidden in the shadows? As the debate continues, one thing remains unchanged: the grief of those who loved him. To his mother, to his friends, and to his countless supporters, he will always be more than a headline or a rumor. The haunting lines attributed to him may or may not have been his, but they echo the desperation of many who feel trapped in a system that values appearances over humanity. In the end, the 2,000-character letter may never be proven authentic, but its chilling words have already achieved something else. They have given voice to a fear and pain that countless others dare not to put into writing. And that, perhaps, is why it has shaken so many to the core. The alleged farewell letter has become more than a private document. It has grown into a mirror reflecting the deep unease surrounding the entertainment industry and the structures of influence in modern society. It is not just Yu Minglong's fans who are asking questions. Journalists, cultural critics, and ordinary citizens alike are now examining what this 2,000-character testimony represents. Whether fact or fiction, why does it feel so close to the truth? At its core, the fascination with this letter reveals how fragile trust has become between the public and institutions. The official version of events describes a young man whose life ended tragically due to misfortune. But the alleged letter tells a completely different story, where forces behind the curtain control not only careers, but also destinies. The distance between these two narratives is precisely what has fueled suspicion. When explanations from authorities lack transparency, rumors take root in the fertile soil of doubt. The letter is not just a text. It is a narrative weapon. Its language, full of imagery about shadows, cages, and suffocating pressure, resonates with anyone who has ever felt trapped or silenced. Even if it was crafted by someone else, it cleverly taps into existing anxieties about corruption, exploitation, and hidden deals. It also reflects a growing cultural appetite for exposing the unspoken rules that govern fame and success. Critics of the leak argue that the viral spread of the letter risks turning a tragic death into a sensationalized drama where the pain of a family is used to fuel clicks and debates. Supporters counter that such leaks, even if dramatized, are necessary sparks to draw attention to darker truths that otherwise would remain buried. In this tug-of-war between skepticism and belief, what often gets lost is the humanity of the person at the center. What strikes many readers is how the letter reflects not just one man's fear, but a collective fear shared by countless others. In every society, there are those who feel powerless against towering systems. The shadows that you allegedly describe could easily be seen as metaphors for corporate giants, political forces, or any institution where individual voices can be drowned out. The chilling effect of such words lies in their universality. They transcend one specific case and become symbolic of the struggles faced by many. Online, countless netizens have admitted that while they don't know if the letter is authentic, they can feel the truth within it. This paradox, believing in emotional truth even when factual accuracy is doubtful, reveals how desperate people are for stories that explain the injustices they sense but cannot prove. Whether or not Yu Minglong actually wrote those words, the message resonates as a warning. Silence has a cost. Many in the entertainment world have quietly hinted at hidden rules and pressures, but few have dared to speak openly. Now, with this so-called farewell letter, people are left to imagine what happens when someone chooses not to comply. And yet the tragic irony is that even this powerful voice comes only after death, and its authenticity remains clouded. If it truly were his final message, then it is a voice silenced too late. If it is fabricated, then it is a voice created in his name without his consent. Either way, the story highlights how individuals, living or gone, can be trapped within the machinery of narratives bigger than themselves. For fans, the story of Yu Menglong is not over. The letter may never be authenticated, but it has permanently changed how people remember him. Instead of being defined solely by his roles on screen, he is now seen as a symbol of resistance, vulnerability, and unanswered questions. His name, once associated with rising stardom, is now inseparable from debates about secrecy and power. And perhaps that is why the story refuses to fade. The public is not just mourning an actor, they are confronting their own unease about the systems around them. The 2000 character farewell is both a personal tragedy and a cultural phenomenon. It exposes how, in the absence of transparency, imagination fills the void, and sometimes, imagination can be just as terrifying as the truth.